Hi, everyone, and welcome back to M&M English Academy. This is our podcast section. Rachel, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Matthew. I had a busy morning, but now I feel relaxed. How about you?
I'm good, too. I went for a short walk before recording, so I feel fresh.
That's nice. A little exercise is always good for the brain.
True. And talking about the brain, I have a question for you. Did you know learning English could actually protect your memory?
Really? That sounds so interesting. I didn't know that.
Yes, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today.
Right. Today's topic is how learning a language like English can keep your brain young and healthy. So, Matthew, let's be honest. As people get older, memory usually gets weaker.
That's right. For example, many older adults forget simple things like where they left their glasses or the name of a neighbor.
Yes, that's normal. We all forget things sometimes, but with age, it happens more often. This is what we call memory loss.
Memory loss, that's an important word. It means when a person cannot remember information that they used to know. For example, my grandmother sometimes experiences memory loss.
Exactly, and in some cases, the problem is more serious. There are diseases like Alzheimer's disease or dementia. Both affect the brain and make memory problems worse over time.
Yes, dementia is a general word that describes a group of symptoms like problems with memory, thinking, and communication. Alzheimer's is the most common type of dementia.
And millions of people around the world suffer from these conditions. It doesn't only affect the person, it also affects their family because they need to give a lot of care and support.
That's true, and the difficult part is that there's no simple cure for Alzheimer's or dementia. Doctors can help, but they can't completely stop the disease.
Right. That's why it's so important to find ways to protect the brain and keep it strong. Just like we take care of our body with exercise, we also need to take care of our mind.
Exactly. And the good news is that there are activities that can help us. And one of them, maybe one of the most powerful ones, is learning a new language.
So, Matthew, after hearing all that, it sounds a little scary. Memory loss, Alzheimer's, dementia. It feels like we can't do much about it.
True, it can sound scary. But here's the good news. The brain is not completely helpless. We can actually do things to keep it strong.
Really? Like what?
Well, think about it this way. The brain works a lot like a muscle.
A muscle? That's interesting.
Yes, just like our body needs exercise to stay fit, our brain also needs exercise to stay healthy. If we don't use it, it becomes weaker.
That makes sense. People go to the gym for their body, but they often forget to train their mind.
Exactly. And activities like reading, solving puzzles, or learning a new language are excellent brain exercises.
Right. And brain exercise is a useful expression. For example, doing crossword puzzles is good brain exercise.
And learning English is another perfect way to exercise your brain every single day.
So if the brain is like a muscle, then it needs training. But what's the best exercise for the brain?
Great question. There are many good activities, but research shows that one of the most powerful ones is learning a language, like English.
That's amazing. So what are the benefits?
Well, let's look at a few. First, learning a language helps to improve memory. You have to remember new words, grammar rules, and expressions. All this constant practice trains your brain to store and recall information.
That's true. For example, when you learn the word bilingual, you don't just learn it once. You practice it, repeat it, and use it. And that repetition makes your memory stronger.
Exactly. And here's a sentence. Being bilingual improves memory and flexibility in thinking.
I like that. What's another benefit?
The second benefit is that it helps you increase concentration. When you switch between two languages, your brain learns to focus better and ignore distractions.
Oh, that's so important today because people are surrounded by distractions. Phones, social media, notifications.
Yes. And here's another example sentence. Studying English helps me focus for longer periods.
Very good. So, benefit number 3.
The third benefit is that learning a language can delay dementia or at least slow down the symptoms. Scientists have found that bilingual people often show signs of Alzheimer's years later compared to people who only speak one language.
Wow, so it's like a shield for the brain.
Exactly. Think of it like mental protection. It doesn't mean you'll never have problems, but it gives your brain more time to stay healthy.
That's really powerful. Do we have one more benefit?
Yes, the last one is social and emotional. Learning a language allows you to connect with more people. Communication keeps you active, reduces loneliness, and improves your mental health.
That's a great point. Here's an example. Speaking English with friends improves my mental health.
Perfect. So, in summary, learning a language improves memory, increases concentration, delays dementia, and gives you social and emotional benefits.
And the best part is, you don't need to be perfect. Even small steps in learning English can already give your brain this amazing workout.
So, Rachel, we've talked about the benefits of learning a language, but maybe some people are wondering, is this really true?
Yes, that's a good question. And the answer is yes. Scientific research supports this idea.
For example, studies from the University of Edinburgh in Scotland show that people who are bilingual often develop Alzheimer's symptoms 4 to 5 years later than people who only speak one language.
That's incredible. So, learning another language actually gives the brain extra protection.
Exactly. And here's a key word, research. It means the careful study of a subject. For example, research shows that bilingualism protects the brain.
Very clear. And there are also examples in real life. In Canada, many older adults speak both English and French. Doctors have noticed that these bilingual seniors stay mentally active longer than others.
That's a great point. And it's not just in Canada. In India, many people grow up speaking 2 or even 3 languages. Studies show that this multilingual environment helps delay memory problems too.
So it doesn't matter if you are in Europe, in America, or in Asia. The results are similar. Learning languages helps the brain everywhere.
And I remember reading about an older woman who started learning Spanish at the age of 70. She said that studying new words every day made her feel alive, young, and full of energy.
That's inspiring. It shows that it's never too late. Even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, your brain can still grow and change.
Right. And that's another useful word, plasticity. It means the brain's ability to adapt and make new connections. For example, language learning increases brain plasticity.
So, both research and personal stories agree. Learning a language is one of the best things you can do for your mind. All right, it's time for our vocabulary section. Today we have some useful words connected to our topic.
Yes, let's start with the first one, memory loss. This means when a person cannot remember things. So, for example, my grandfather has memory loss and sometimes forgets names.
Good one. The second word is brain exercise. This means an activity that helps keep your mind strong. For example, reading books in English is excellent brain exercise.
Great. Our third word is bilingual. A bilingual person speaks 2 languages. Like she is bilingual in English and Spanish.
The fourth word is focus. It means to give all your attention to something. For example, I need to focus when I study English vocabulary.
Nice. The fifth expression is mental health. It's about the health of your mind and emotions. For example, learning a language improves your mental health.
And the last one is research.
Research means careful study to discover new information. Example, scientific research shows that learning languages protects the brain.
Perfect. So let's review. Memory loss, brain exercise, bilingual, focus, mental health, and research. So Rachel, today we learned something really important. Learning a language, like English, is not only useful for communication, it's also one of the best ways to keep your brain strong.
Exactly. It can improve memory, increase focus, protect against memory loss, and even delay diseases like Alzheimer's.
And the good news is it's never too late. You can start learning at any age and your brain will benefit.
Right. Remember today's key words: memory loss, brain exercise, bilingual, focus, mental health, and research. Try to use them in a sentence this week.
And don't forget, every little step counts. Even practicing just 10 minutes a day can make a big difference for your brain and your English.
Thank you for listening to M&M English Academy. We hope you enjoyed today's podcast section.
And if you did, share this with a friend who's also learning English.
See you next time, and keep your brain young by learning every day.